Let me see here. Oh, yeah, it's live. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can hear myself.
Oh, yeah, it's live. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
I can hear myself.
Okay, so this is your candid episode 4, me trying to figure this out all by myself. But I didn't want to wait any longer. I just didn't want to wait any longer. I wanted to give you guys a 4th episode of Looks Matter podcast, now also on YouTube. And the title says How to Be Beautiful. And I know that you might be like, okay, what is this chick going to tell me? Is this going to be about looks? Is this going to be about my hair? Is this going to be about my skin? Is this going to be about just the inside and, how I am on the inside? And I am going to start this, I don't even know what to call it, podcast video, by giving you the definition of beautiful. And when I read this, I was like, whoa, this is some very, like, we can go so many ways with the meaning and the definition of the word beautiful by itself. So it has a couple of definitions, but we're going to start with the first one. And I have it here. If you literally just Google beautiful, what does that even mean? And beautiful says pleasing the senses or mind aesthetically. Wow. Pleasing the senses. And when it's saying senses, it's talking about, your eye, your sight, your smell, your taste, your touch, what you can hear. Okay, so it's very subjective. I mean, it's very objective. You can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it. So it's saying that it's pleasing your senses. So when you smell a really good meal, that is pleasing that one sense, which is your sense of smell. And when you're smelling something that maybe went bad in the fridge, that is not very pleasing to you. So it's not beautiful. We're talking about, per the definition, I'm trying to give you some examples about that. Right? When you see a very good presentation of a meal, we're going to talk about a meal for now, but we're going to be talking about human beings. You look at a beautiful presentation of a dessert that is pleasing to the sense of the eyesight, right? It's pleasing. You get happy when you go to a nice restaurant and everything is nice and clean, and they serve you really nice and the food comes out really looking beautiful. It's pleasing to you. Then when you go to another restaurant and you see that it's dirty, you see that there's maybe even a bug in there. Have you ever had that happen, by the way? I have. Not pleasing to my sense of sight, right? So beautiful, the first part of that definition is pleasing the senses. So all of them. It doesn't just say that it pleases your eyes, your sight, your smell, your taste, it says all of the senses. And if you know, but you have way more than just those 5 or 6 senses that I mentioned. You have way more than those. Okay, so imagine something beautiful is going to please all of your senses. And then it says, or it's also going to please your mind aesthetically. And I think that this is the part where people say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I think that that is true. Whatever is beautiful to you might not be beautiful to me. And that is totally fine. But this is where we get into into the mystery of what is truly beautiful, right? This is where beauty and aesthetics and looking good and the subject of looks matter gets aberrated, and it goes into mystery. Because I can say to my mind, someone that is extremely overweight, it's beautiful. And I don't want to get into controversial topics unless you guys want me to talk about my viewpoint on that. But on that last part of pleasing your mind aesthetically, this is where people have gone into just pure mystery about whatever is in my mind and whatever I think and whatever I feel is the right thing. If I feel like this, then that's just what it is. If I feel this way, if I feel like I look beautiful this way. But remember that the first part of the definition of beautiful is pleasing the senses or mind aesthetically. Okay, so we have to get a little bit more real with what beautiful is. And sure, beauty it's in the eyes of the beholder, whatever that saying is. I agree to a certain point, but what if your mind has gotten some wrong information about beauty? What if your mind has the wrong information on what beauty is and you're operating with that bad information in your mind? Then whatever you think it's beautiful. I mean, I know people that think that looking like a bum, it's beautiful because looks don't matter, and it doesn't matter if I'm wearing the same sweats for 5 days. What matters is what's on the inside. And I personally don't agree with that viewpoint. And this is where, again, we go into mystery of what beautiful is. So my purpose on this planet is to restore the importance of aesthetics on human beings. That being said, I need to restore the mindset and the way that people are thinking about beauty and aesthetics. And you have all the rights to have your own viewpoint. You have all the rights to, choose what's beautiful to you and what's not beautiful to you. But I want to make sure that I'm doing my job and I am, communicating what beauty truly is. And it's a wavelength. It's something that you feel, of course, at first. It's something that you tap into, but you cannot tap into beauty by not taking care of this thing. You can be beautiful on the inside, but if you're not taking care of yourself, if you yourself cannot please your own senses, like if you smell because you didn't take a shower, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't like what you see, if you, what are some other senses? Smell, sight, hear. If you're listening to yourself and you don't like what you're hearing, because maybe you have self-negative talk, or maybe you just talk in a way that it's not pleasing to other people. And this is not like, I don't need to change to be liked. No, but you need to be polished and you need to care about yourself first and how you're presenting yourself to the world. And out of courtesy, make everyone around you feel good and comfortable and well and warm and welcomed, when you're around. Full transparency, I don't feel comfortable when I'm around people that don't smell good. And you know what? I don't wear perfumes, by the way. I like my natural scent and I like to smell clean. I shower every day. But I feel uncomfortable when people are around me and I know that they didn't take a shower, because the scent of a person, of a body that hasn't been cleaned for a certain amount of hours, it's there. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want it in my environment, because then that becomes my new normal. And then I lower my standards for my circle and the people around me. I don't want to be around people that have dirty clothing. I don't want to be around women that don't take care of themselves, that don't wake up and wash their face and brush their hair or brush their teeth. No, because beautiful is pleasing the senses. That's what beautiful is. Or mind aesthetically. Now, let's take a look at aesthetics. I know I've done an episode on what aesthetics is, what it means. But aesthetically, I'm going to give you the definition of it again on this episode. And it is in a way that gives pleasure through beauty. This is so good. I don't know, this topic just like lights my spirit. Okay. It says aesthetically in a way that gives pleasure through beauty. And we are looking what beautiful means. We can also look up the definition of beauty, which is probably very connected to beautiful. But there's going to be slight differences so we can understand better these terms and these things that we made up and how we can navigate them in the same way. You don't have to be far left. You don't have to be far right. You have to be sane about these topics. It's not looks don't matter. What matters on the inside. You're far way over there. Like, no. Or I'm going to just put a ton of makeup and I'm just going to do my hair, wear expensive clothes, wear everything nice, but I am completely empty on the inside. But nobody's going to know because I look good on the outside. You're way over there. And that's insanity. When you're on the extremes of things, you're like, that's insane. We don't need to do that. We need to say, okay, what really is aesthetics? It says, or aesthetically, in a way that gives pleasure through beauty. So when you look at something aesthetically pleasing, it's giving you pleasure in some of your, wow, that is really good. That is really nice. I wonder how she painted that. I wonder how they build that new building in Dubai. Like when I look at Dubai, that's aesthetics to me. When I look at the stuff that they've done, I'm like, wow, like that brings me joy and pleasure through beauty. I look at it and I admire beauty. I flow power to beauty. I want more beautiful things around me. So that's the definition of aesthetically. Now let's go back to beautiful. Okay. So it says pleasing the senses or mind aesthetically. So with that being said, how do you become more beautiful? We can look at the objective things, like the things that you can see and touch, like your body. Okay. We're going to talk about the objective, like your nails, your body, your skin, your eyebrows, your hair, your teeth, your lashes, all of these things. And then we're also going to talk about subjective. So things that you cannot see, but there are inside of you. Whatever you believe that's inside of you, that's keeping you alive, a soul, a spirit. Maybe you think there's nothing there, whatever, your mind, your brain, whatever you think, those things that we cannot see, like we can't go in there and put makeup on our mind, right? But we also have to work on those. Beautiful means pleasing the senses. So let's talk about objective first. Let's talk about the things that are easier to the human eye to recognize and to see, which is your face, your body, and all this thing that we have, okay? So how can you make that more beautiful without compromising your values, your morals, without doing the wrong things? Okay, you don't have to go pop pills to be skinnier. When you talk about beauty and beautiful, usually, I would say 99% of the time, if not 100%, goes alongside with very healthy habits and very good pro survival habits. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm about to get married in about 2 months, and I haven't been going to the gym as much as I wish I could go, or I should go. Not that I could go. And it does something. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. That is so pro survival, because when I go and I work out, when I move my body and I sweat, I feel so much better. And then in return, yes, the body looks more toned. The body just looks younger. You're keeping that body going for a long time, rather than just sitting and not working out or not doing those things. So that's one personal example that I'm giving you, okay? So what are some other things that you can do to look beautiful without compromising, again, your morals, your values, and doing the right thing? Okay, you don't need to starve yourself, and you also don't need to overeat. Whatever you're trying to do, gain weight, lose weight, clear your skin, that has a lot to do with your diet as well. Maybe you are losing hair, thinning hair. Well, there's stress around you. Who do you need to kick out of your circle for a little bit or forever? If you're experiencing like these things, hair loss, hair thinning, if you are biting your nails so your nails look horrible, this is why I'm so passionate about the topic of beauty and aesthetics, because it has everything to do with everything around you. If you don't feel beautiful right now, it's because, one, you're not taking care of your body. Again, we're talking about, yes, bodies right now. We're being objective. We're talking about things that the human eye can see and detect easily. If you're not taking care of yourself right now, it's number one, you're responsible for that. Number two, there could be other people that are affecting your self-care time. There could be other people that are affecting the way that you view yourself and your self-care time. Perfect example, the moms that say that they never have time because the kids consume your life. Don't blame little babies that sometimes can't even talk and walk. Find the time, ask for help, figure it out. You can figure it out, but your sanity is a lot more important, mom, than, if you can't take care of somebody else, if you don't take care of yourself. So it starts with you. How are you doing self-care? Do you have at least one day out of the week to do some self-care, to write your goals down in maybe your fitness, maybe your, these are things that coming up, like I know that a lot of people struggle with acne. I know that a lot of people struggle with different things. Maybe there's something that you don't like about your face or your body you want to change. Maybe you've been looking at the surgery for 10 years and you just haven't gotten around it. And I'm not pro cosmetic surgery. I'm not anti cosmetic surgery. But there's some people that have been looking into doing something and they don't do it because they don't have money, or they don't have, actually, the money is, you might not have the money, but it's actually the courage to say, what, I'm going to do it and I'm going to come up with a plan that's going to help me save the money. And then I'm going to do the things that I want to do. Maybe you've been, whatever. But what are you doing and what are you not doing to get yourself looking more beautiful without breaking your values, your morals, and without doing the wrong things? Because you're not going to feel good looking beautiful, but knowing that the way that you got there was cheating or doing the wrong things or lying or stealing. Like, it's not like whatever it takes, especially not for a body. It has to come from a place of integrity. And that is going to take me to the other side of beautiful, which is the things that the human eye cannot easily detect or see, which in this case are your mind, your brain, whatever you believe in. I believe that I'm a spiritual being, so I know that people can't see me as a spiritual being. They see me as this, right? But if you could see my spirit, you could see how much, I don't know, in my world, it's gotten bigger, cleaner, stronger, powerful. And it's just like, I'm just this, ball of like energy and power. If you could see that, if you could see what I feel and what I've seen as well, wow. And then everything would be perfect. But the human eye cannot see that. Might perceive it, right? And it's going to be pleasing to their senses. Like, they feel like you just walked into the room and you have this energy when you walk into the room. That's beautiful. Haven't you been in a room and somebody walks in and you're like, wow, she's beautiful. And obviously she has her body put together. We're going to call it like a Barbie doll. Barbie is everywhere right now. So she has her body, just her thing, her mock-up, her thing, like, this thing. But also when she walks in, you just feel this energy that is pleasing to the senses. Remember, you have more than just these senses. You have a lot more senses. And you can feel that, and that is pleasing to you. You're just happy that person just walked in. And you might not even know who that person is, but you're like, wow. And that's what happens when someone works in themselves internally, when somebody works in their mindset, when somebody works in getting rid of things such as jealousy, insecurities, doubts. When somebody works on doing the right things, when somebody stops lying to people, when somebody just starts doing the right things and just more of the right decisions, when you don't compromise your integrity, when you trust yourself, when you can say, I am your best friend, you are your best friend. That person is beautiful on the inside because it is pleasing to their own senses. I have my senses, okay? There's something also called a conscious. Find out what's really in there, okay? But when you can have that peace, that inner peace within yourself, then you say, wow, I'm beautiful. And the rest of the stuff, it comes together. It really does come together. I'm going to tell you like a personal story, I guess it could be. When I look at photos of myself when I was not doing the right things and I was younger, okay, I had more collagen, I had more of everything, but I was doing the wrong things. And when I tell you the wrong things, I was drinking, every day almost, literally Tuesday to Sunday. So excessive alcohol. I was partying, I was sleeping maybe 3-4 hours a night. I was going to work, then I was going to party again, and then I was lying to people, and it just wasn't I just didn't feel good about myself, but I kept doing it. I was in this lifestyle and everyone around me was doing it. So it was like normal, right? But if you look at photos of myself younger, like the 20-year-old Lucia, you would see that person, even on the outside, it's not as aesthetically pleasing as today. My eyes were like, I couldn't even open my eyes fully. I was just shut off. But I put a ton of makeup and I would do my hair and I would wear these cute dresses. But when I look at that 20-year-old self that I was, I'm telling you that today I feel and I look 100 times more beautiful because I'm more awake. I'm more like, I have nothing to hide. I can just forge forward into the world. I can try to go on my first live on YouTube and see what happens because I have content that I want to give to people and I'm not going to back off. I'm going to do this. I've never done a live on YouTube and here I am, right? And so talking about the things that the human eye cannot detect and see, it's that is you in essence. And you're going to become more beautiful by doing the right things and not doing the wrong things. And I'm no one to tell you what's right or wrong. You already know what you're doing that it's right. And you also already know what you're doing that is wrong. So with that being said, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I want to close it with something very important. I know that the title says how to be beautiful, and I don't know what the reaction of people is going to be when they see that. But obviously, beauty has to do with those two things, inside and outside. Let's not go to the extremes. They work together. If someone is beautiful on the inside, it's going to reflect on their outside. And then you can say, well, Lucia, how about those people that look beautiful? They're all done up, but they're horrible and they're mean and they're entitled. Well, when you meet them, they're no longer beautiful to you. And all of the people that are around those people that are super well put together, but that are mean, rude, entitled, they're ugly. And when you look closely, and I have something that I am very proud of, and I have a talent or a gift of observation. I can look at someone and they can be hiding behind all the makeup, all the hair, all the clothing, all of the material things. They can be hiding behind them, but I can see through that because I've worked really hard on seeing through me, that I can also see through people. So, and you can do it too. This is not an ability that only I have. It's just that I've practiced it long enough that I've gotten extremely good at it. Right. And I'm going to tell you the opposite of that. So when you see someone, you're going to see it in their gestures. You're going to see in the way that they walk, in the way that they carry themselves. There's a lot of insecurity because someone just sitting here looking pretty and not moving and just taking a selfie can be deceiving on Instagram because you've never heard that person speak. I know the mostly girls with the selfies and look perfect, and then I meet them in person and I can't even have a conversation with them. But I already have a feeling. I already have, because my observation, because of the way that they did the shoulder and the way that they did this and the way that they put so many filters, like I can observe and I can detect that. So just because there are people like that exist on this planet, don't think that beauty or being beautiful, gorgeous, whatever, means that they're dumb or that they are mean or that they're entitled. There's a lot more beautiful people that are beautiful on the inside. Trust me. The people that are also the nicest and doing the right things tend to be the most beautiful. They have, I don't know, there's something about their eyes without any makeup, without any extra things, that you can just be like, well, that's a beautiful person. And on the other side of that as well, there are those people that have a tremendous heart and they're so nice and so giving and so caring, but they're not aware. They say they don't care, but really they just need help. They're not aware of their aesthetics in their bodies, right? So they're like, well, I don't really care if I do my hair. I don't really care if I do nothing. I don't need to do my nails. I don't need to do that. They're humble. The good people have been told that they need to be humble and they need to not care about material things. And that is also BS. That is also something that's keeping them down. If I also have this experience where I have people that I work with and I see that they're beautiful, in the inside, but they are almost ashamed to getting their hair done. They don't think they deserve it. And I'm like, no, I think that you should go get a blowout. Or I think that if you've been thinking about going lighter, I think you should go lighter. Yeah, but I don't know because my friend said and my husband said. And I'm like, well, what do you want? Like, if you want to try it, you want to see what you look like with dark hair, red hair, blonde hair, like do some self-care. Yeah, but they're beautiful on the inside. They have a good heart. So that's why we can't go to the extremes. The the things that you see go hand in hand with the things that you cannot see. And yes, beauty is in the inside, but is also on the outside. And that's why I named this show podcast Looks Matter, because when you can have someone that's aware of the way that they look and the way that they're presenting themselves out to this physical universe, this world, human beings walk around looking, observing. Human beings do not look around sniffing to see who is a good spirit or a good soul or a good mind. We can't see. Some people have the ability to do that, but most people don't. So if you want better opportunities, you want more doors to open, you want more opportunities to come show up at your house even, okay, or on your social media, there is some work that you need to do on the outside, and there's definitely a lot more work that you have to do on the inside, because the outside can be a quick fix. You can fix somebody from looking like a bum to looking like a red carpet celebrity. Take a couple hours, but you can get the product, you can get the result. But working on the beauty on the inside is going to take not a day, not a week, maybe not even months, maybe not even years. It's continuous work that you do to keep yourself beautiful on the inside. And I'm telling you the secret how to truly be beautiful. It's doing the right things. If you could see a picture of me when I was younger and I had more collagen, like I said earlier, I was not beautiful. I try to hide that. But when I started doing the right things, when I stopped lying, when I stopped drinking in excess, when I stopped harming myself and others, I truly became beautiful. So this is a years of things that you can work. And the more you work on yourself, I'm not talking just hum, meditate. Like, if that's what you do and it helps you, great, but there's more to it. Okay. It's just doing the right things. When you meditate and whatever you find there, that's your deal. But it's actually getting out there, getting in the communication lines of the world, seeing who you can help, seeing how you can help somebody else, your family members, your friends, your business partners, your business, your employees, your staff. How can you help them? How can you make an impact? How can you do the right thing? Stop lying to them. Stop being afraid of maybe hurting their feelings. If there's something you don't like, say it, but because say it from a place that you care. When you start doing the right things, this changes without any plastic surgery, with any Botox. I am telling you, this gets brighter. It gets lighter. It gets free. It's like, oh my God, I can be me now. I don't have anything to hide. You start to become that free person, that free being, and it's going to show on the physical body. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Now we're going to wrap it up. If you have any questions or you want me to touch on any topics that have to do with aesthetics or with Looks Matter, put them in the comments down below. And I will see you guys on the next one. Have a beautiful day.